Indigenous musicians and artists to the world. Welcome to Indigenous Superstars with your host, Rhonda Head.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. We have a really awesome, actually, two awesome guests tonight, back to back. So I'm really excited to have two shows tonight. Coming to you live from Big Eddy, Manitoba, the heart of Opaskwayak Cree Nation. And I just want to announce that our COVID numbers went down to 13 from the peak we had was 80, and so we're doing really good here thanks to our leadership. I want to thank our Indigenous chief Christian Sinclair and the council for having great leadership and keeping our community safe, and especially when all the residents at the care home all got COVID. That was really shocking, and we were all worried, and he brought the military in to come and help out at the care home, and they really did a great job. It was so nice to see them come to our community and help us out, and now our numbers are going really, really low, but that doesn't mean you can go out and socialize. We still need to wear our masks and sanitize and social distance, because not just because our numbers are going down on the reserve, right across Manitoba, some of the numbers are still going up. So we need to keep in mind that we still need to social distance and wear our masks and sanitize. So I just want to read. I want to let you know that we're streaming live on my YouTube channel, Rhonda Head, and my Facebook channel, my Facebook page, and my fan page, as well as Twitter. I'm just going to read my next guest. I'm just going to Annette. Hi, Mary. Hi, Pam. How are you doing? And just bringing all the guests that are all the viewers that are tuning in right now. We have a really awesome guest tonight, really good friend of mine, and I'm so proud of all of the work that he's done. He's so amazing, and there's a lot of comments already coming in. So I'm going to read his bio, and my 46th guest tonight since I started Indigenous Superstars in April, and my first guest was Desiree Dorian from Dauphin, and now we have another awesome Manitoba artist who resides in Winnipeg, and that's Don Amero, and I'm going to read you his bio. An engaging storyteller, singer, songwriter, and performer, 3-time Juno Award nominee Don Amero has been tirelessly touring, performing, and speaking across Canada for the last decade, earning the respect and attention of the Canadian music industry and fans alike. With a proven ability to effortlessly and genuinely connect with his audience, his talents have been much sought after. And in early 2019, he became a part of the MDM Recordings Inc. roster. He has also been recognized for his work as an amplifier of Indigenous thought and ideas. Amero, who is of Cree and Métis heritage, hopes to continue the work being done when it comes to building bridges between all communities and Canada. Music Lover, his debut single after signing with MDM Recordings Inc., was released in June 2019 with the re-release of his album, Amero Little Christmas, following shortly in 2019 of October. In December, Amero took the Christmas album to the stage, delivering his new spin on a classic Christmas variety show to a hometown crowd at Winnipeg's Burton Cummings Theatre with the Little Amero Christmas Show. This past year, Amero played multiple festival dates across the country, including slots at Big Valley Jamboree and Malatulan Country Fest, and spent time on the road as part of George Canyon's Hit After Hit tour, performing alongside Doc Walker and CCMA Hall of Fame inductee Charlie Major. With uplifting beauty from across 7 albums, Amero creates a lasting impression with an artistic focus in making music that he hopes will be medicine for others. His current single, Morning Coffee, dropped this January and is currently making waves at the Canadian country radio station. Please welcome Don Amero. Hey, Don, you gotta unmute.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey. Good, how are you?
I'm good. You know, it's funny, as you were reading my bio, I was like, man, it feels like 2020 didn't even happen. Like all my references of stuff I've done has been like 2019, and then 2020 did nothing. It's been a
I
weird
know,
year.
right? But sounds like you've just been really busy,
You
even though,
know,
yeah.
for me, like when the pandemic hit, like I had just come out of Christmas, obviously, and like that first 2 months, January, February, is kind of a regroup stage, kind of catch your breath, kind of going into spring. But when the pandemic hit, I kind of was going, and I've been going for like 10 years. And so, what happened for me was that it was actually kind of, although, albeit I wish it never had happened, it was kind of a nice reprieve because it was like an excuse to just stop and slow down. And so for the first 2 or 3 months, I really just kind of sat back and hung out with my family, and it gave me an excuse to be with my kids without having to run out the door to something else. And but then sort of once the fall hit, like literally like September 1, everybody was like, we got to do stuff. And so I've kind of been busy nonstop almost since, and put an album together, put that out this year in September. A couple of singles since. I know you mentioned Music Lover and Morning Coffee, but the my latest single is called Wasn't the Dress, which just today hit the top 50 in the Canadian charts. So there's been a
Wow,
lot going on and a lot keeping me busy for sure. And my family being probably the one keeping me the most busy, but it's been good.
awesome, right on. That's so exciting. Like ever since I've been following, ever since we met on the music trail, I've been following you, and even before I got into music trail, you were already in the music trail. So it was really exciting to meet you, and then watching your career like grow. You've been working so hard to where you are now, and just seeing you blossom in
Mhm.
not only in the indigenous music scene but in mainstream. Like you're getting right in there, and it's so exciting to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I often will, as soon as I hear a comment like that, I think it's not about me. There's so much people behind me, kind of holding me up. And, I stand on the shoulders of some pretty incredible people that help me do this. And, not only in the Indigenous community, but beyond. And it's just been, it's in some ways this, and, you might know this from, your journey on the road as a musician, but being a musician is quite lonely because you're, night after night, you're on the road going to somewhere new. And a lot of people would think that's a really exciting and adventurous way to live. And it is, but also like when you're married and you got kids, it's pretty lonely because you're lonesome for them. However, the journey hasn't been one that's quite so full of trudgery and sorrow for me. It's been one of every sort of corner I turn, there's somebody new that's sort of in my corner helping me do what I do. And I just, I feel like in some ways I scratch my head going, how did I get here? Because it's not on my work alone. It's been a lot of people that have helped me get here. So I'm pretty grateful, and I wake up with a grateful heart every day, which I think makes this a little bit easier.
That's so awesome. Well, you know what, Don, you you're there because of your talent, your voice, your personality, and your songwriting, your musical skills. Like, those other people that are holding you up behind the scene, like you're there, but they're there because of you.
Mm. Well, it feels great. Feels great.
Yeah, well, you have some really incredible music, and one thing I wanted to ask you, well, like, how did you get into, what made you get into music?
Oh man, I love sharing this one. It was a girl. I was in grade 9, and I had always sort of like dabbled with music, and I she was in the arts. I was in like shops and sports and all that stuff. And I realized like if I wanted her to notice me, I should go and try an audition for the school play because that's where she was involved. And at least for 30 seconds or whatever the audition length was, she would notice I exist. And so I got up and I sang one of the songs from Oklahoma or something. And when I was done, the teacher and then a couple of girls in the front row were in tears. And I remember thinking in that moment for just a quick second, I was like, oh man, I tanked. This did not go well. And lo and behold, I got the lead role of the play that year. And yeah, it was kind of started things off. And I didn't get the girl. Well, I got the right one in the end, but I didn't. Natalie didn't go for me. But it's I realized that early on that music was getting me through some tough days in my life. And as a young guy picking up guitar and starting to write and play, I just saw music as therapy, and I just kind of followed that prompting all the way up until I kind of jumped into music with both feet, like 10, 12 years later almost.
Awesome. So you ready to sing your first piece?
I could sing you a song, yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
All right. Well, why don't I sing you guys this one? This is so as Rhonda mentioned, I have an annual Christmas show called Amero Little Christmas, and it's my kind of like every year it's the big show I'm always kind of pushing towards, and I literally start thinking about this show come February. So and this year obviously it's gonna be quite different, but I'll sing you this one. This is one I wrote. I had the audacity a number of years ago to think I should write a Christmas song with so many great Christmas songs out there, but I love this one. It's kind of a little Christmas love song. It's called All I Need This Christmas, not to be mistaken with Mariah Carey's All I Want This Christmas. That's how unoriginal I was when I wrote this song. Snow is falling, memories call me back again. Christmas is coming, New Year's just around the bend. Well, tonight I am thinking there's only one thing I am missing. All that I want this Christmas, all that I need this year, won't be wrapped in ribbons, won't be hidden beneath the tree. Baby, you are all I need. Remember when I was a child, restless nights on Christmas Eve. Couldn't wait to wake up, run downstairs, see my presents everywhere. Now those days are gone. Well, tonight I am thinking there's only one thing I am missing. All that I want this Christmas, all that I need this year, won't be wrapped in ribbons, won't be hidden beneath the tree. Baby, you're all I need. All I need. Christmas is coming, New Year's just around the bend. Well, all that I want this Christmas, all that I need this year, won't be wrapped in ribbons, won't be hidden beneath the tree. Baby, all that I want this Christmas, all that I need this year, nothing else will do. I just want you and me. Baby, you're all I need. Baby, you're all I need.
awesome. Love it. Oh, there's
Thank you.
a lot of people commenting and saying that they're very proud of you, Lucian. So they're
Lucian,
proud of
how you
you.
doing, buddy?
Big inspiration, and you're paving the road for a lot of Indigenous artists out there.
Oh, thanks,
Uh,
guys.
It's a nice comment. Awesome. So you're having a concert coming up, right? For the Amero Little Christmas. Can you tell us about
Yeah.
that?
So there's some confusion around this though. So a bunch of radio shows have picked up sort of a solo acoustic version of A Merry Little Christmas. So I did it as like a teaser leading up to the show. So don't be confused if you see that. It's just sort of the radio show. But the big show, my big show that I'm hosting, is on Saturday, December 19th. It's going to be at the Burton Cummings Theater to an empty house. But it's a virtual show, so people can buy tickets and watch it right from their home, which is $15. And you can, any of your immediate family can come and join you in your house. And it's going to be a great night. It is weird to charge people to stay home, but I know we're really pulling all the stops to make this a really special treat for people that are going to be tuning in from home, and it's going to be a magical night. I know it will be. I mean, the only thing that could make it better is if we could all get together in the same room, but hopefully that'll happen for 2021. But Saturday, December 19th at the Burton Cummings Theater. Go to donamero.ca if you want to grab a ticket.
That's so awesome. So exciting. Lot of exciting things going on for you. And another thing I wanted to ask you about is Project 11 podcast.
Mm.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so the Winnipeg Jets have it's called the True North Youth Foundation. I got involved with the Winnipeg Jets organization a couple years ago, not as a player, as a buddy, and I've gotten to sing the anthem there a couple of times. And the owner, Mark Chipman, has become a good friend of mine, and he's also a musician at heart. I think he's probably more musician than hockey guy, but he's a drummer at heart, and we sort of connected on that front. And so he brought me in the fold with the True North Youth Foundation, and one of their big projects is called Project 11, which is all about mental health awareness and mental health initiatives, and sort of an educational program that goes into the schools. It all kind of started after Rick Rippon back in 2013. He was a player, kind of just drafted by the Jets, kind of just about to start a season with the Jets, and unfortunately he committed suicide. And so one of the legacies of his life and his struggle in a way was this Project 11, because he really had a really great impact on the team, and especially on the coaching and the staff there. And so this program's rolled out, which is all about, again, education programs to help young people and protecting their minds and understanding how to take better initiatives to take care of their health. So now, like, I think it's like in 12,000 schools or something, and over like 50,000 kids are watching these programs, and it's pretty big here in the province. And I know my kids, even at their school, they've tuned into some of these programs, and so I'm a guest on some of those intermissions, they're called, where you kind of do some kind of interesting breakout sessions. But I also started co-hosting a podcast this year with the director, Susie Friesen. So she and I, it's called the Project 11 Check-In. You can find it on any of your streaming platforms where you listen to podcasts. So it's the Project 11 Check-In, and we basically just check in with different folks in our community that we think have an important voice and have something to share that I think we can all kind of learn a little bit from. And there's always a bit of a challenge at the end of every episode that you can walk away with and kind of think more about mindfulness. And it's been an incredible journey this year, kind of doing that. And kind of not totally sure what the future holds, but excited to be kind of in the fold of Project 11.
Yeah, that's incredible. I'm a big fan of the Winnipeg Jets, and especially number 55, Mark Scheifele. I just love him. I even named my guitar after him.
Oh yeah.
Nice. I started guitar lessons this year, and I bought a real beautiful guitar, and I named it Mark Scheifele.
Mark Scheifele, nice. I love that.
Yeah, me too. I love it, and
I
I
think
love it. I love it. I love
because
it.
you sing O Canada in Cree, right?
I do, yes.
Because I think you should probably get in there, and I should make a connection there for you, because they have the like an Indigenous night at the Jets games, and I think that would be an incredible night for you to be there and singing that song.
Oh, I would love to do that.
And then maybe see if there's a way you can get you to meet. I haven't met any of the Jets. I met Josh Morrissey and Mark Stewart, kind of, but via Zoom. I haven't actually met them in person. So who knows? Maybe that could happen.
I would love to do that. It's one of my dreams to sing at the Jets game and sing it in our Indigenous language. It would be
I like
so be one
I
of
like to
my
pretend I
dreams
got
come
some pull there and I can get you in the door, but we'll see.
true. That would be so awesome. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, are you ready to sing your next song?
I could sing. Yeah, maybe I'll play you the new single that's kind of getting good
Awesome.
spins out there and a lot of
Yeah.
love. It's not a Christmas song, but it's a good song. It's called "Wasn't the Dress," and it's probably been my most successful release since I signed with the label, and probably I guess in my career now. And I like this song because it's called "Wasn't the Dress," and what it said to me when I first heard it, I didn't write it. But when I first heard it, I really loved the vibe that it was about. It wasn't about what you put on, that makes you special, but it's about who you are. And I love that message. And I think that that's, a special message, especially as a dad. I've got 3 kids. I've got Oscar who's 9, Stella who's 5, and Elliot who's 1. But my little girl, I love that kind of message for her, especially because I remember a couple of months ago, she had come in the room with these nice earrings on, and she goes, "Aren't I beautiful, Papa, with these earrings on?" And I said, "Oh, sweet pea, those earrings are beautiful, but you were beautiful before you put them on." And I just saw her eyes kind of light up, like, "Oh yeah, I'm beautiful." And she's actually said that back to me a number of times now. And as a dad, that just makes me so proud to be able to share that kind of message with her. So hopefully this message means the same to you tonight, wherever you are. You're special because of who you are. This is called "Wasn't the Dress." Sitting at dinner, she smiled, took a sip of wine, said, "Do you remember when you saw me for the first time?" I said, "Your ears are red, you were wearing black, your hair was curled and half pulled back. If you want to know the song that came on, sing you every line, but it wasn't the dress, no, it wasn't no shoes. Wasn't the song we were listening to. It was the way you were shaking, the way you were taking breath away with every move. It isn't your hair done up just right. Yeah, only one thing caught my eye. All of the rest I could forget. To tell you the truth, it wasn't the dress, baby, it was you. There's something about you that I just can't explain. Now looking at you, I still feel that way. Cause girl, you still got it, no doubt about it. Lord knows I could never live without it. And if you ask me tomorrow about tonight, I'll tell you the same, that it wasn't the dress, no, it wasn't no shoes. Wasn't the song we were listening to. It was the way you were shaking, the way you were taking my breath away with every move. It wasn't your hair done up just right. Yeah, only one thing caught my eye. All of the rest I could forget. To tell you the truth, it wasn't the dress, baby, it was you. Baby, it was you. So what do you say we ended the way we did on that first night? You and me in that backseat with your lips on mine. When you take off your dress and kick off your shoes, put on a song we love listening to. You still get me shaking and you're still taking breath away with every move. It isn't your hair done up just right. Baby, go on, let it fall tonight. All of the rest I can forget. Strip it on down and love what's left. Tell you the truth, it isn't the dress, no, baby, it's you. It wasn't the dress, baby, it was you. It's you, it's you. Oh, yeah.
That's a great song. Ooh, no wonder why it's doing well in the charts. or you didn't release it yet, eh? It probably
No,
was gonna do great on the charts.
yeah, yeah. That came out September 25th, I think. So it's been out for a couple
Oh,
of
okay.
months now. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's going really
great
well.
song. It's
Yeah.
a great song. So could I have one more question for you? MDM Records, like when did you sign on and how did that happen?
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, I put this song called "Church" out, which is probably another one of my epic releases in the last couple of years. A song I didn't write that one. It's by Ashley Gorley, Hillary Lindsay, and Matt Jenkins, 3 tremendous writers from Nashville. But I love this song so much because it reminded me of my late father, and I put that song out, and that sort of changed everything. It was sort of the song that I think resonate with a lot of folks. And I got to sing it at the Canadian Country Music Awards at the lunch. So here it is, the lunch thing at the Canadian Country Music Awards, which, you know, nobody ever really pays attention to the music, or at least it's hard to get people to pay attention to it. And so here I am, I got the song Church ready to go, and I was like, how can I make this song stand out? So I hired a small choir to show up on stage in the middle of church and sing with us, and everybody's eating their lunch, and they're like, what's going on here? And they're all kind of turning their heads, and everybody stopped and listened, and I got a standing ovation at the lunchtime. And Mike Denny, the label head of MDM, he saw that, and he saw, you know, a guy who was really trying to think outside the box in terms of opportunities, and I took a leap. And I think that song and that moment is what got me the record deal with MDM, and that was about 2 years ago now, a little over 2 years. And yeah, it's just been an incredible journey with them, because, you know, Mike and the label, they're very radio focused, you know, kind of thinking of on that train, whereas my manager Lori and I, so Mike and Lori share the duties of my manager. But Lori and I do the day-to-day sort of other sort of adventures that we have in the music world. But Mike's really thinking those big relationships, big-time radio pushes and stuff. And it's just a little bit different than where Lori and I are doing our efforts. But it's kind of great because it just sort of rounds out the team and what we're doing. And it's just been a beautiful relationship to be able to grow this thing. Now, I'm going to say something that I probably shouldn't, and it's a little bit out of turn, but I cannot wait for the springtime and the next song that's coming up for you guys to hear. There is going to be some digital releases, but there's a really killer song that we just came across that I really, really cannot wait to share with you guys. But that's about all I can share with you right now, because it's so fresh. But we'll see.
Right on. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing that single, and it's such a pleasure to watch your career just blossom and just keep growing. And like Lucian said, you're paving the way for a lot of us, other a lot of us Indigenous artists who are still working away and plugging away and hustling. And but yeah, it's just great to see your success, your successes, and then you're just like a climbing Indigenous superstar. I'm so glad that you agreed to come on the show this evening. And there's so many. Well, I want to acknowledge the people that have been that have tuned in, and Jared Portois and Efrain from New Mexico, Aaron Brown from the States, and lots of people tuning in from Manitoba, southern Manitoba. So it's thank you for tuning in this evening. And
Hi, Aaron. I think Aaron's out in the East Coast. I think Aaron, she's still out there. So I miss her. I haven't seen her and her little family in quite some time. Although your little guy's not so little anymore, I see in pictures.
She's a big awesome supporter of Indigenous artists. Oh, and it's Jared Lee, he wrote.
Yeah, Jared and I have chatted, and we one day will hopefully get to write a song together. And Lucian, man, thanks for your comments, brother. I'm so lucky again to be able to do what I do. And I, you said earlier about paving the way. I just want to basically in my time doing what I do in the music world is that if I can just open up some space for more people to grow and be part of this, I don't want to be a lonely guy in this community, and I'm always often quick to say that I can't represent the people. I only represent myself. But I think what happens is people see a likeness in me when they see me doing what I do. And I think that's such a big part of the journey. But it's really incredible because I also realize that as my career is growing, there's opportunity, not just for me, but for others. And I cherish that, and I honor that. And I want to hopefully, again, continue to open up the door for other people to kind of come in and exist here and grow and really see a flourishing career, much like mine's been. And there's opportunities like I recently got asked to be part of the committee with the CCMAs. That's sort of like wanting to make efforts to better the relationships with the Indigenous community and Black community and people of color. And I just, again, see that as such a strength because it gives me an opportunity to be somebody who's going to open doors for others. And this is not a lonely journey. I'm so grateful to have everybody sort of, coming along with me. And I cherish that for sure.
That's so awesome. But thank you for being on the show tonight. It's exciting to have you on. And I just want to tell people out there to stay safe and stay healthy. And do you have any parting words you'd like to say, Don?
Yeah, on that front, you even started the show with some good news about how, things up there, you guys have down to 13 today. And, we're all in the same boat. We're all in the, we miss our families, we miss people around us. And I just think it's very easy to slip back in, especially at this time of year. But I think the price we have to pay right now of doing what we have to do to protect each other, it's not a grand price. I think in the end, we're going to be more grateful for having waited it out, and the celebration will be that much greater when we do get together. So, your words are very true about, protecting each other. And I think, one of the things that gets me so mad, I'm a church guy. I go to church here in Winnipeg, a place called Good News Fellowship. But I can't stand the fact that churches are getting together. I'm about to get on a soapbox here and rant, but churches, come on, you're the people that are supposed to be caring most about people, and by getting together, you're being so selfish. So any church folks out there getting together, stop doing it. That's my parting words.
All right. Yeah, you listen to Don. I agree. Okay, have a good night, and thanks for tuning in. And in that 5 minutes, we're gonna go with Jimmy Lee Young. So stay tuned.
Okay, good night, everybody. Thanks,
Hey.
Rhonda.
Again next time when Rhonda interviews another up-and-coming Indigenous superstar. Only on Indigenous Superstars.